So in this demo, we are going to see how to use the DocuUp app to automatically generate document using data from our ClickUp board. So we have this demo space here with this job tracking list with a few candidates for different positions, right? So what I like to do is that anytime I change the status of a candidate to accepted, I like to automatically generate a document, send that document to ClickUp, and then send an email to the candidate using the specified email here. So what you can do is that the first time you can click on Get Started Free, or if you already have an account, you can log in. I have an account, so I have logged in here. And what we can do is to go to ClickUp account. We can connect our ClickUp account by clicking on this button. This brings us to ClickUp, where we can select a workspace we'd like to connect to the app. So after it's downloading, we'll be showed our workspaces. So I have this workspace called DocuWorkspace. I select it, and then now I can connect to the workspace. So with the workspace connected, we are brought back to the app. So everything is successful. So now we can go ahead and create automations. Now, automations is what allows us to automatically generate documents using the data from our ClickUp boards. So I'm going to create an automation. I'm going to call this automation, let's say, job offer. And then here, I'm going to select a space, which is my demo space. So you can see I have the demo space here, and I have job tracking here. So I'm just going to select the list, which is called job tracking. Now here, the app automatically loads the columns from our list. So we have some default columns, and then we have some columns that are very specific to our list. So for example, we have salary, email, and phone. And if we are to search for those columns here, we can find them. So for example, we can see salary. Now I have a very simple job offer letter here. So as you can see, I've already inputted this namespaces here, but let me just go back. So here, let's say there's the job offer I have here. And then I'll just go ahead and then paste the data from my ClickUp board into the Word document using the placeholders, right? So I'm just going to select, let's say, name. So task name is going to be the name of the candidate. So we have their names here. So I'm just going to paste that one here. So this is name. And then the position in ClickUp is called job role. So I'm just going to search for job role here. So you have job role. Click on that. It's copied. We can come back to our Word, paste in here. Now the salary, we can also search for salary. Search for salary here. Paste it in here. The contact will be the email and phone. So just search for phone here. Phone is here. Or the email address. So custom field email. We just input this one here. And then we are done. So this is a document, so we can apply any changes that we want. So for example, I like to make this bold. I can go ahead and then make the name and then the DI bold. So we can apply any changes we want. We can add our logos, we can add images and whatever we want. So this is done. I'm just going to save this document. And then what I can do is come here, choose this file, and then select the file. The document is uploaded, and then now we are done. So we have our automations created. Now we can see that when our document was uploaded, we are given this webhook configuration, right? Now, one thing we can also do, which will be very helpful, as we will see later, is come here. We're going to search for websites. We're going to create a website link. So let's say we call this generated document. Now we are going to create a link, and with this generated, let's come back to our automation. Let's refresh this page so that we can get the new column that we added. So now, when we come here, we have the option to include a link here. So we call it generated document. We are going to select that, and then we are going to update our automation. Now, with this updated, we can now go ahead and then go to ClickUp. We have our configuration link already copied. If you don't have it copied, you can just click here, and then this will be copied. Now we can come here, come to automations, You come to manage automations. So what I would like to do is create a new automation. Now, when status changes, so let's say we accept a candidate that is moving from active, which is in progress, to done. So I'm just going to select done here, which is accepted. What I'd like to do is come here, search for webhook, not the legacy one. I'm just going to call webhook. We are going to select webhook, or we are going to create a new one, right? So I'm just going to create a new one. So let's say we are going to call this candidate webhook. You can give it whatever name you want, but it's good if we can give it an appropriate name that makes us remember what it does, right? So we have the link that we copied. We've pasted that link here. So the link, once again, you just click here to copy it. And now we can paste the same link here. Now everything by default is set, so we can just click on create webhook. So this is created. We can create our automation. And what we can also do is create a new automation, and then using the field that we created, which is called the generated field, we can say when it changes, we can send an email. So let's search for email here. We're going to send an email. You're going to click on continue. I'm going to select the email I'm going to use. I'm going to select that. For some reason, ClickUp moves everything that we set here. So let's put in again the custom field changes. You're going to select the generated field. What you're going to do is to send the email to the specified email in the list. The subject, you're going to say, let's say job offer. And then the body, we are going to say, let's say, congratulations, you have the job. And then here, you can say, let's say, link to job offer. And then we can include the job offer field that we have here. So it's called generated document. So by using the field, we can see how useful this is, right? So we can now close this. So let's say we accept Roland. So let's say we change the status from in progress to accepted. So what should happen is that automatically this should kick the automation to run. And then when it's done, we'll have the link so you can see this was uploaded here. And then now we can see that we have the attachment here with everything that we specified here. So you can see when you click this one, so you can see every data that we specified was inputted here. But then the best thing is that we can now see that we receive an email address that's with the text that we inputted. So we have a link. There's the link, the job link. So there's the document automatically downloaded. And then when we open it, we can see that it has every data that we need inside there, right? Now, this is a Word document. By default, it generates a Word document, but then we can also use PDFs, right? So we can just come in here, turn this on, update the automation. So now this will be a PDF, right? So we are going to do the same thing. I'm just going to move Roland back to in progress, right? And then move him back to accepted. That should trigger the automation, and then a new document will be generated. But then this time it will be a PDF document. So when the document is generated, our link here will be automatically updated. So let's say we open this. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, but automatically it will be generated. So when it's done, we should see the attachment here. So you can see this is the PDF, and then the PDF link was also changed here. And then now we should see we receive a new email address, a new email with the PDF document, right? So this time when you click it, we can see this is a PDF with all the data that we need. So this is how we can use the DocuUp app to automatically generate documents from ClickUp. Thank you.